Okay, so I'm James. I'm a school leaver, so I did my A-levels at sixth form, then went to uni for a year before being offered a place on the Fast Start scheme and dropping out of uni to do that. So I currently sit in HR.
Hi, I'm Sascha. I did my A-levels and went to university for a year before choosing to leave for the Fast Start programme like James. Not a requirement for the programme, however. I'm currently in marketing.
So I'm in HR, which basically looks after all the people involved in Nestlé. So we support them in kind of stereotypical HR activities like processing transactions or salary increases or promotions and things like that, but also about developing the people while they're at Nestlé so they feel supported here. But I've also spent 6 months in supply chain. So supply chain looks after the end-to-end life of a product. So starting right the way from raw materials, moving right through to the finished product and shipping it into the store.
Marketing is all about communicating our brands and products to shoppers, so making sure the shoppers know what our products are and why they should be picking them up versus our competitors. We do this through packaging, for example, and through TV adverts. I've also spent 6 months in sales, so that was my first placement, and sales is really important to the business because it's making sure that shoppers can basically buy our products. So it's all about making sure the price is right and it's in the right location in store and that there's a promotion that's going to attract people.
So for me, I think the number one thing is just curiosity. So we get a really good opportunity to learn at university while also working in the business. So having the curiosity to think, well, how does that apply to my job? How can I relate that to the business? But also in moving between the different functions. So we do 6 months in 4 different functions. So having the curiosity to get involved in lots of different things that are taking part in the function while you're in it.
Yeah, I agree with James. I'd also say that a positive attitude is really important. So it's really important that you're positive about all the work that you're giving and the environment that you're in and the company and just being really willing and eager, I think.
So we do 2 years of 4 lots of 6 month placements. Then after those 2 years are up, you decide, along with some advice from Nestlé, where you're best suited and where you'd like to go. So then you specialise in one function for a year, and the idea is that that matures into a full-time role. So our contract is actually to stay for 2 years after the Fast Start scheme is finished. And then after those 2 years, it's up to you. You can go wherever you want, really.
If I could give one tip, I would say that to make sure that everything you include in your application is relevant to Nestlé. So tell Nestlé about the work experience that you've done and all the skills that you have and why that's relevant to a role here. So what skills do you have that you can directly start applying here?
Yeah, and I'd add to that, I think being really genuine throughout the application process. So I think it's quite tempting to try and second guess some of the questions and think, oh, what are they looking for? But if you just answer really honestly and say how you would react in different situations, that'll be a good way for you to tell whether Nestlé is the right environment for you, as well as Nestlé telling whether you're the right person for Nestlé. So for me, it's a really great head start to my career. So when I've finished, I'll have 3 years of work experience in lots of different areas of the business. I'll have a degree in business, which is really relevant to what I want to do. And I'll also have a really great network that I've built up over working in 4 different functions.
For me, it was the opportunity to work on such amazing brands, to be really accepted and welcomed into teams. Everyone's so lovely here. And then being able to have real responsibilities and make a real difference.